What if you walked up to a royal and gave them a piece of your mind? Now, imagine that happening to Kate Middleton. Picture this: Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, standing in her regal attire, exuding an air of sophistication and grace. Suddenly, an Irish woman breaks through the crowd, a twinkle of mischief in her eyes. She greets Kate with a courteous, "Nice to meet you." Then, with a surprising twist, she adds, "But it would be better if you were in your own country." This, dear listeners, isn't a scene from a satirical comedy show. No, this is a real-life royal encounter that unfolded right before our very eyes. It's an interaction that defies the stereotype of royal meetings, where the usual decorum is respect, admiration, and a fair bit of awe. But, as we witnessed, this Irish woman decided to flip the script. What makes this encounter so unusual, you ask? Well, it's the audacity, the boldness of it all. It's the will to voice one's thoughts, however unconventional they may be, to a figure of nobility. It's the unexpectedness of the encounter. It turns the usual royal narrative on its head, casting the monarchy not as a lofty, untouchable institution, but as a backdrop for people to express their unfiltered opinions. And the reaction? Well, our Duchess, ever the professional, kept her composure. But one can only wonder what was running through her mind. Was she taken aback, confused, or perhaps amused? We'll never know for sure. But one thing is certain. This encounter was far from the usual royal pleasantries. This incident also highlights the evolving relationship between the public and the monarchy. The reverence once associated with royalty seems to be giving way to a more candid, even critical approach. It's as if the monarchy has become a stage for people to air their views, to challenge the status quo. Clearly this wasn't just another royal meet and greet. It was an unusual royal encounter that will be remembered for its audacity, for its break from convention, and most importantly, for its stark honesty. The royal family, a reality show, seems far-fetched, doesn't it? But sometimes it does feel like that. You see, the monarchy is not just about crowns, castles, and centuries-old traditions. It's also about the people, the royal family members themselves, and the public they interact with. And these interactions, more often than not, seem to take on a tone that's less regal, more reality TV. Why is that, you ask? Well, it could be because of the way the monarchy has evolved over time. The once untouchable and awe-inspiring institution is now more accessible, more human, and therefore more prone to the complexities of human interaction. And let's face it, when you're dealing with a spectrum of personalities, backgrounds, and opinions, it's bound to get interesting. Now imagine this on a global scale, a stage where every gesture, every word is watched, scrutinized, and often turned into a spectacle. Sounds familiar? That's right. It's like a reality show unfolding right before our eyes. The drama, the intrigue, the candid moments, all served with a side of opulence. But here's the twist. The monarchy isn't auditioning for this reality show. They're thrust into it, whether they like it or not. And that can make these encounters seem less about the usual respect and decorum, and more about the unexpected, often awkward moments that make for good television. And while it might be entertaining for us, the viewers, it's a whole different ballgame for the royal family, who are under constant scrutiny. The pressure to maintain not just their personal image, but also that of an age-old institution, while navigating this reality show-like existence, is immense. So, the next time you watch a royal event, remember, it might just be the best reality show you didn't sign up for. It's a blend of tradition and modernity, of respect and ridicule, of the expected and the unexpected, all playing out in real time. And in this reality show, there's no script, no retakes, just real, raw, and often riveting encounters. In the world of the monarchy, a smile, a nod, and the ability to survive shade might just be the most important skills. It's a curious world we're investigating, isn't it? One that's not just filled with gowns sewn with golden threads or extravagant ceremonies, but also with unexpected remarks and unfiltered public thoughts. Imagine being a royal. It isn't just about the crowns, the castles, or the carriages. It's not only about waving to the crowd from a balcony or attending grand state dinners. And it's also about being in the spotlight every moment, every day. It's about managing the public's perception handling awkward situations, and maintaining your composure when the shade comes your way. You see, in this modern era, the monarchy is not just about tradition and heritage. It's about diplomacy, public relations, and a whole lot of patience. It's about smiling through the subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, jibes, the thinly veiled sarcasm, and the outright disdain. It's about nodding politely when you'd rather duck or dodge. It's about surviving the shade. Think about it. You're standing there, adorned in an outfit that costs more than most people's annual income. You're part of a ceremony that dates back centuries, and yet all that pomp can fade into the background when you're faced with the raw honesty of the public. It's a delicate dance, really, a balancing act of preserving the dignity of the monarchy while also dealing with the realities of a world that doesn't always play nice. It's about being able to laugh off a snide remark, to handle a diplomatic disaster with grace, and to keep the crown steady on your head, even when the ground beneath your feet is shaking. After all, being a royal is as much about managing the public as it is about wearing expensive outfits. So, the next time you see a royal, remember, they're not just there to look pretty. They're there to navigate the minefield of public opinion, to survive the shade, and to do it all with a smile. Ever thought the audience was just there to watch and admire? Think again. There's a common misconception that the audience is just an awe-struck sea of faces, gazing up at the royals with starry eyes. But let's debunk that myth right now. The audience, my dear listeners, is not always there just to admire. They are not always passive spectators. They have voices, they have opinions, and sometimes they serve a hefty dose of reality to the royals. Take, for instance, that time when a well-meaning Irish lady decided to dish out some home truths to Kate Middleton. The seemingly harmless greeting quickly took a turn when she added, "But it would be better if you were in your own country." A moment of awkward silence followed, and you could almost see the cogs turning in Kate's mind as she wondered how to respond. This is not an isolated incident. Oh no, there have been many instances where the public has turned the royal meet and greet into a platform for expressing their views. And let's be honest, it's not always what the royals want to hear. But that's the thing about being in the public eye. You've got to take the good with the bad, the praise with the criticism. Remember when a group of environmental protesters decided to use a royal event as their stage? Or when a disgruntled citizen used a royal visit to voice their grievances about a local issue? These are the moments that serve as stark reminders that the royal family isn't just about the royals. It's about the people watching them too. The audience isn't always playing nice. They're not just there to cheer and wave. They're there to interact, to question, to challenge. They're there to remind the royals that they're not just figureheads on a stage, but part of a broader society with diverse views and opinions. In the end, the royal family isn't just about the royals. It's about the people watching them too. The monarchy isn't what it used to be. Or is it? Let's take a moment to dissect this question. The monarchy, a centuries-old institution, has always been a spectacle for the masses, but in the past, it was a symbol of power and divine right. The pomp and ceremony were not just for show, they were a clear reminder of the monarch's absolute rule. However, the face of the monarchy is changing. In this era of social media and instant communication, the monarchy is no longer an untouchable entity, but a part of pop culture. The encounters we've discussed, the awkward moments, the brutal honesty, they all reflect this change. People are no longer simply spectators at royal events. They're participants with a voice. The woman's comment to Kate Middleton wasn't just a critique. It was a testament to the changing attitudes. It's as if she was saying, "You're here, in my country, but are you really here for me?" This isn't reverence or fear. It's a demand for relevance. Is the monarchy evolving to meet these changes? It's a question worth pondering. On one hand, we see the younger royals embracing social media, opening up about mental health, and championing causes that resonate with the public. On the other hand, the tradition, the ceremony, the protocols, they all feel more like relics of the past than symbols of the present. Perhaps the monarchy is stuck between two worlds, the old and the new. It's trying to maintain its relevance while grappling with its history. But, as we've seen, the public isn't shy about expressing their thoughts, their critiques, their expectations. So, next time you see a royal event, remember it's not just about the royals. It's about the people watching them and their unfiltered thoughts. The monarchy isn't just a symbol of power anymore. It's a mirror, reflecting the society it serves. And that, my friends, is the changing face of monarchy.